Hello students, so let's move on to the next video in which we shall see that how literals are used in Java language. In the last video we had seen how variables can be declared and used inside a program. So what exactly is a literal? Literal is a constant. So as many types of variables we can have, as many types of literals we can have. For example, if we want to use a char. Now anytime if I declare a variable char, I declare it like char ch. So let us also learn one rule with using a char variable or any variable when it is used as an int or inside any function when it is local. So if it is a local variable, then what happens? So if I try to declare a variable as int var, now this var is a variable and it is called as a declaration of this variable only. Now Java has a rule. So if you are a C programmer, you can use this variable as it is without any value being stored into it. But in Java we have a rule that until or unless we assign any value to a variable, we cannot use it. Like this int var is a variable, can I assign a value to it before it is used? So now that it has, this declaration has turned into a definition. So there is a declaration, there is a definition. So declaration only specifies the name of a variable and its data type, while the definition includes the value that is being stored into that variable. So with this definition of var, we come to know that var is a variable declared as of data type int and is storing 0 into the memory locations. How many bytes this int variable is going to take? We had seen that it takes 4 bytes in memory, and there is a value that is 0 that has been stored. So what is 0 in Java? This is exactly a literal. Var is, var is, it is a variable, and anything that doesn't change, that is a literal. Let us see what a char literal looks like. So if I try to solve or store any char value inside a char variable, so I can do it while storing it within a single quote. Like if I say it is storing a, now this definition of ch says that a literal a is being stored into a variable ch. We can have any character being stored into it. We know the escape sequences. Now this is also one of the literal. We can have literals like \n, it's a new line character. We can have a literal like a tab character. So these are what? These are char literals. Similarly, can we have a float literal? It's a real value. So if I store a real value into a variable, so this 12.2 becomes a literal. So all these three are examples of literals. Which literal is stored in a data type that is Boolean? This is a tricky question because C language programmers have never used any Boolean variable. So this T, which is defined as Boolean type, can have either true or false attached with it. And mind you, these are all case sensitive. They are written in small cases. So we have seen a char, we have seen the int, we have seen a float, and we have seen a Boolean. So these are 4 basic literals which are used in Java language. Can we have the output once I try to get the value out of these two? What I get in case I try to print a Boolean variable. Let us save the program, see the output. See this error. This is saying incompatible types. Why it is saying? It gives you and will add up to another knowledge, to the real variables. Now what we have seen, we have declared this variable as float and we are assigning 12.2 into it. We must know a rule attached with all the real numbers. So any float literal is basically called as a double literal. It is basically called as a double literal. So in case you are asked about what is 12.2, it is not float, it is a double rather. How can we convert into a float? So we'll have to add up a suffix like f with it. So until unless this cannot be called as a float. Let us save and let us check it. Now it is complete. Let us run this program. Now it is saying it is true. This is a small kind of a lesson that we learn. So once we get an compilation error, you will always come to know that what kind of errors that may arise once you attach a different value being stored in a different variable. So what exactly might have happened? So as I told you that 12.2 was a double literal. What a double was? A double was a variable that is taking 8 bytes in the memory. And what you are doing? You are storing these 8 bytes into a variable of 4 bytes. So that makes a compatibility issue. That's why it is forbidding this value to be stored within a float variable. Otherwise, what was the next way or another way to rectify this error? We can have a declaration like a double variable and we can directly store into it. So this way also you need not say it is if, because it is already a double and being stored into a double variable. So let us check. So now that it is out of an error and it is giving you the same kind of an output. So this is how the literals are used. So for this is all. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.